Hey, it's King McKay, and this time we've got some very confusing previews for episode 20. So there's two ones I really picked out of that I think are good enough previews for to look at, and so we're going to go through both of those ones in this episode, pull out what we can see, and let's get into it. Okay, so first here we get this preview with more of one long clip with a few extra things at the end that we're going to look at. So, in this clip, the Viking forces rock up to what I assume is one of the main fortresses for Wessex. This is definitely after they won that fight with Aethelwulf and they're making the advance into Wessex territory to finish off what they started. So when they arrive, they don't see any immediate defences, there's no people on the walls, no people anywhere at all. So they charge in, feeling like they're probably further in, barricaded, hiding or something. They bust through the door, they pour into the city, and there's no one there, no defenses, no one hiding, no guards. So everyone starts cheering and Bjorn looks very worried because he feels like they've been fooled. It definitely feels like that we're going to have no other big battles apart from the one that Aethelwulf was just in at the end of episode 19. So to finish that off in the beginning, they'll roam into the Wessex thinking to verse the other forces or finally take out their main fortress, and there'll be no one there. Well, almost no one. So it looks like after Aethelwulf's defeat, I don't know if he dies or not, but it's a high chance he does die. Judith manages to rally everyone out and they leave to regroup. Except for King Ekberts stays behind, maybe because he felt like he's lost, or because his son died, or something like that that's teared him apart, that he just has nothing left to lose. One thing I think is going to be really interesting this episode is how Bjorn, Ivar, Floki, all the other sons of Ragnar really react to Ekberts staying behind, how they'll kill him, what they'll do about it, what he says, and how it's going to feel. I feel like Bjorn will be more questioning, a bit weary of what's going to happen here. Floki will just go straight for let's kill him as well, same with Ivar. And the other interesting thing we saw in this little snippet here was this person here, which is clearly a main feature of it because he lasts a lot longer than any other frames here. So it's someone we haven't really met in the show before, so it could be a time jump, and this is Alfred, which is a very high possibility, or it could be a new character from a king from another land or something like that, but he definitely feels more English to me. You can tell me your thoughts in the comment section below of who you think this person is, how Ekbert's gonna, end up dying, or what's gonna happen with him, and what you think this episode will do to lead into season 5.
On the season finale of Vikings,
Odin's beloved son died. Not only did people weep, but fire wept, and iron, and all the other metals wept. The stones wept, earth wept. Farewell.
Okay, so there's a lot of interesting things in this, along with that dialogue we got from Floki. So we'll address the dialogue and Floki at the end, but we'll go through the individual things we see first. So we see Egbert again hugging his priest in fear or some sadness or something. So that's definitely one of the lead-up points to him handing himself over to the Viking forces. We have Bjorn sitting around, very curious of why everyone's left, what to do with Egbert maybe, while they're raiding and destroying this town that really has no one in it. We see the sons of Ragnar sitting in the very hall that Egbert had Ragnar tied up in that big cage, and we see all the council meetings, and so they've definitely taken his main place where he's at. And we also have a whole bunch of glum, saddened look from a whole bunch of the sons of Ragnar, from Ivar, from Uber, from Sigurd, from Vidsid. It's definitely something that's gone bad. And from the shot of Floki walking down this narrow pathway, from the dialogue we got from him, from the blood on his face here, this curious look, this very in-depth monologue of death, is definitely a huge indicator to me that Floki may die this episode. As I've said over and over again, Vikings is trying to move that generation that we had in the past with Ragnar onward. Some of those characters like Lagertha might last a lot longer than others, but I feel like Floki's chapter is coming to a close. Floki's character is coming to a close. So that will definitely be a very interesting part of this episode that may give us that kind of Game of Thrones type bittersweet ending to the season. And one last thing I have to cover before we end this preview breakdown is about Aethelwulf and whether he'll die or not. So we get two kind of shots here in the fighting scenes in this monologue. One where he's on his horse getting thrown down, and one when he's in the mud, he's bloody, so his likelihood of surviving is quite low, I think. So thanks for watching. Make sure to tell me what you guys think in the comments below about Floki's death, all the things big on this preview, what I think is going to happen with the next episode, and leading into Season 5. It's been so much fun reviewing and doing these previews for this entire season of Vikings. You guys are so awesome. I hope you'll stick around to my channel, even though the season is ended. I will do other videos about what's going to happen in Season 5, like some previews and stuff. I'll definitely be kicking back into my Game of Thrones videos again once this season closes out as well. But I definitely hope you guys stay with me until Season 5 with Game of Thrones and everything, because this has been so much fun. I can't wait to do it again with you guys next season.